Well, today I was going to write what I put in talk about what I put in my journal. Then I read a post from 4 years ago, and so I seesawed back and forth, but I've decided that I'll go ahead and talk about what I wrote in my journal. I said, we say, yeah, but a lot of times, and sometimes it's positive, and sometimes it's negative. That's the good and evil in us. It's fighting back and forth. But God showed me that selfishness isn't always evil because we've got to take care of ourselves. Of course, He helps us take care of ourselves. He gives us wisdom, so we'll do it right. But the Ecclesiastes 3:1 says there's a time for everything under the sun. So there's a time for us to take up for ourselves, and there's a time for us to put other people first. In Romans 12:3, and I was thinking about the King James Version, it said, don't think of yourself more highly than you ought to think, but put others ahead of you. And so there is definitely a time that we need to do that, or we will just live in selfishness constantly. And then when I read my post from 2022, it was talking about 1 Peter 3:1, where it says, wives, submit yourself to your husbands. And I was thinking, that is not going to work. He doesn't care about what I care about, and I don't care what he cares about. So how can we live together? We shouldn't even be together, but God had a purpose, and He brought him, just like 1 Peter says, He brought him to Him through me. But he had to do a lot of work on me first, and He's still working on me. So taking all that into consideration, we should put others' needs in front of ours, unless we feel that that's the Lord's wisdom at the time. He gave us a soul to protect us, and that soul really has emotions that we go by that take up for ourselves, but wisdom should be considered in there too, and God directs us as to when it's time to take up for ourselves and when it's time not to. I know this is confusing to you, but that's the way my mind works. So hope you have a great day. God bless you.